All right, welcome back for day 13, everyone. For today, we're still working on rounding, only today we're rounding to the nearest hundreds, okay? All right, so our I can for today is I can round a number to the nearest hundreds. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to give us the number 367. And we're going to round this number to the nearest hundred. So what place value am I looking at? My ones, my tens, or my hundreds? That's right, I'm looking at my hundreds. I'm going to underline the number in my hundreds place, not my 7 because it's in my ones, not my 6 because it's in my tens, but my 3 because it's in my hundreds. How much is 3 hundreds worth? 300. So I'm going to draw my number line out, put my benchmarks in my midpoint. 3 hundreds is worth 300 for my first benchmark. If I'm rounding to my nearest hundred, I'm counting by hundreds. What comes after 300 when we are counting by hundreds? 400. And in the middle would be 350. Remember, when we're rounding to our nearest hundred, our midpoint will end in a 50, okay? All right, now to place 367 on my number line. Does 367 come before 350 or after? It comes after because 6 tens comes after 5 tens. Now, to round it, is 367 closer to 400 or is it closer to 300? Very good, it's closer to 400, so 367 will round up to 400. All right, let's practice another one. 522. The first thing I'm going to do is draw my number line, place my benchmarks, and my midpoint. I'm rounding to my nearest hundred. Am I looking at my ones, my tens, or my hundreds? I'm looking at my hundreds. So what number is in my hundreds place? That's right, 5. 5 hundreds is there. So I'm going to underline the 5. How much is 5 hundreds worth? 500. What comes after 500 when we count by hundreds? 600. And in the middle, my midpoint would be 550. Now, does 522 come before 550 or after 550? It comes before. So 522, is it closer to 500 or is it closer to 600? 522 is closer to 500, so it rounds down to 500. 750. I'm going to draw my number line first. I'm rounding to my nearest hundreds, so I'm looking at my hundreds place. What number is in my hundreds place? 7. 7 hundreds. How much is 7 hundreds worth? That's right, 700. What comes after 700? 800. And in the middle is 750. Well, we noticed that 750 is our midpoint. And when we rounded to our nearest tens yesterday, we talked about what happens if that number is our midpoint. Does it round up or down? It rounds up. So 750 rounded to the nearest hundreds is 800. All right, I'm going to give you one to do by yourself. You can pause the video, and when you come back, we will solve it together. All right, your number is 677. Take a few minutes to solve. You can solve in your math notebook, and when you're ready, unpause the video. All right, friends, the first thing I would have done is to draw my number line. Draw my benchmarks and my midpoint. I'm rounding to the nearest hundred, so am I looking at my ones, my tens, or my hundreds? My hundreds, so I'm going to underline it. How much is 6 hundreds worth? 600. What comes after 600 when we're counting by hundreds? 700. And in the middle, 650. 677, does it come before 650 or after? It comes after. So, is it closer to 700 or is it closer to 600? It is closer to 700. So 677 rounded to the nearest hundred is 700. All right, you're going to have a few to do by yourself. Make sure you're solving them in your notebook. Take a picture of them and send them to your teacher on Dojo or email. Have a great rest of your day.